Hey everybody, it's Sadie the Wind Sage, and welcome back to Let's Play Kindred Spirits on the Roof. In the last episode, we took care of Anno's free time events, and in this episode, well, considering we just had our little break with the non-couple characters, we're gonna be diving right back into the couples again. And I finally decided that this time we're going to be taking care of. Whenever I can find it, come on, please. Okay, here. Yeah, we're gonna be taking care of Maki this time around. Now, yeah, it was probably easy to predict that I would end up going with Maki and Miki as the next one, as it seemed like the next logical step to take. The thing about it was probably going to be whether we did Maki or Miki, and honestly, I thought that, okay, pretty much Miki's first free time event, how it's about the love letter one, that one intrigues me a lot. That one just intrigues me a lot, and I'm also, we don't see Miki much as a character in comparison to Maki, as she's usually the point of view character. We usually see more of her events when it comes to those two. So I kind of wanted to save Miki for last. That being said, I do kind of like Maki better as a character, but it's also that these events usually up my opinion of these couples in general, so nothing really too bad with it. Nothing really too... I don't imagine it's going to be too different with Miki, so... But still, I decided let's do Maki first, so yeah. Anyway, let's dive right in. Now, it's very interesting because not only is this referencing way early back into the story, but it's, this is also kind of similar to, I believe it's Aki's first Apple event, with yeah, where she is hanging out with Maki, so, where you do see her interacting with Maki. So yeah, it's man, I think back to like these times, and I just get really just like kind of nostalgic a bit, because like that was really early on in the story. I believe it's like one of the first big things we were doing, aside from the broadcasting club. But yeah. Also, I was gonna say something about Hina being here, but Hina and Maki are Hina and Maki are first year, so I can like it's easy to just kind of maybe like assume they know each other, and that would be like another link between these characters. So yeah. It'll be interesting to see though, because Hina's very interesting when it comes to her interactions with people. As she's like a very simple, like she has like a very simple way of speaking. And it's like one of those things where like you see her interact with the captains, with the two captains and with Yuna, but it's like Hina's way of speaking is very much just or Hina's way of interacting is kind of unique in a sense. So it's very interesting to see how she's going to interact with some of these other people who maybe don't quite know her as well as the captains or Yuna does. But then again, these two also might be friends, so who knows. Okay, so they have known each other for a bit at this point. But then again, I think Maki literally said that Hina literally sits next to her, so like, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I guess it works, but it sounds just a little random. Hina tries, really. She tries her best sometimes. That's all we can say. Oh man, you know, I think of these like kind of like the suggestions Hina's bring up. It just does make me realize Hina is a very interesting character because I'm still remembering there's that time during the chase where I believe she like jumps out of, I believe, a second story window just to catch Kitty. I can't quite remember. But I know it wasn't like a first story window. But, she has a very interesting way of doing things, and that's usually kind of extreme. Maybe this is Kamano-san's idea of a serious answer. It makes sense for her, honestly. I just think about it that way. Now, where's the next event? The event was right here. Okay, so this one looks new. Nope. Yeah. Actually, it's probably in another month at this point. I just couldn't remember if they automatically take you to new events or not. But comrades and patience. That sounds interesting. Anyway, let's just dive in. We got the usually serious style, like, guitar piece. This must be, this must be after that, kiss incident, but before they resolved the issue. That's the only that's the only, sense of time that makes sense, because I did see the CGs real quick before I did peek over to the side to look at the CG like gallery on the side, and I did see I did see the CG for the kissing incident. So yeah. That was a very interesting scene, honestly, in the grand scheme of things. Because, wow. It was a very interesting scene that cannot be denied. Um, it's a very interesting scene because one, like, yeah, you saw that we definitely saw in main story that Maki felt bad for what happened. But here it's just like she was really like devastated by what happened. And like some things she said are like sound like borderlining on depression, and it's like, jeez. I mean, it makes sense, but like I did not think she was truly that devastated. And the other thing about it is what it does for Hina's character, because what I said back in in the summer camp arc of the story, how I mentioned how I thought Hina was a really good foil for Yuna back when they were still just friends. Before it became plenty obvious that Yuna had some feelings for her. I said something about Hina being a really good foil to Yuna's character and a really good like crutch for her, and we're kind of seeing that again, except it's with Maki. And another interesting note I like is that in the first event that you see Maki and Hina with, they're referring to each other by last name, but in this one they're referring to each other by first name. And I think they're using different honorifics. I believe they didn't use Chan last time, but that might just be a little thing. And while that would look like kind of an inconsistent thing, it probably more indicates that they're just closer as friends than they used to be. Because the first event was, I believe, here in May, and this event, I believe, was in July, indicating a fair amount of time had passed. So yeah, I think it's a really neat thing. But anyway, we have this one, high expectations. But before that, I want to make sure we don't have any. Okay, we still only have the Umi one here. But yeah, high expectations. And considering, I believe this is before any of the cherry events are playing out. This is before any of the cherry events had happened for that month. I'm going to assume that even though they're really close, this is before they've hooked up. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm pretty sure this is also before Maki literally nearly beat the shit out of that one student, because I think that happened on the same day they hooked up. Man, I'm laughing, but that scene in my mind is still just like, that was a the first and only time you ever saw a character drop an F-bomb in this game, and one of the first times you ever hear like just a bunch of sincere swearing just in any visual novel I've ever seen. So it's still kind of a jarring moment for me. Oh, it's like they're going out like they specifically said on dates. Oh, so maybe they have hooked up at this point. I don't. I'm going to guess that's what happened. I'm gonna guess that's what happened. I thought the cherry events for this month haven't happened. Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong month. I guess we'll see. I guess I'll check that then. Even after that incident, I'm going to assume this is her referring to almost beating the shit out of a student, or it could be the other thing. But you know what? Let's not think about that. Oh, it's Adiu. It's actually kind of interesting, you know. We see Maki at an Adiu event, so we see Adiu at a Maki event. I don't know if that's specifically what they were going for, but hey, it's kind of an interesting thing. And I guess in a way, it's like we see Maki and Adiu's first event, and we see Adiu and Maki's perhaps last event. Again, probably a coincidence, but it's interesting. Yeah, okay, so this is reference to the, this is actually reference to Adiu's event. No comment. Well, at least I believe it's a reference to Adiu's event with Maki when they're looking for that when she was still looking for that secret spot. I'm confident you won't get up to any strange mischief. Too late, probably, at this point. Again, I can't remember exactly where we are. I swear the cherry event for this month hadn't passed, but they had to have had at this point. Or maybe I'm remembering main story a bit wrong. Who knows? Alright, and I think that might be the last one, I'm hoping at this point. Okay, not quite, but... And... Okay, so... I guess they did become... They're hooked up already? Alright. No, that doesn't seem... Okay. The Apple event was... here. And the final night cherry event was... Final night cherry event was... Was it night 3? Okay, so it's here. Something doesn't... The incident they refer. Okay, I think I might be misremembering the story, but something seems a little weird about that timing. Anyway, this is definitely after they hooked up, so let's see this one. Shiroja life. If I'm missing something, someone in the comments feel free to point it out. Maybe I just got the sequence of events wrong in my head, but yeah. But the thing is, I think that the Apple event was before any of the main story shit was going on too. So, all right, I guess I missed something, or I'm misremembering main story events. I have not played this game I have not played the main story in a really long time. Not since I've beaten the game. So I'm bound to get something wrong, I guess. That's what I was about to point out. I'm even feeling some deja vu. I'm even feeling some deja vu from this exchange with Hina-chan. Okay, that's kind of an interesting thing. Just it's almost like bookends. Oh, wait, no, okay. No, I'm thinking back to where I was about that incident that she was referring to, back in her last event, High Expectations. That's probably what was referring to the kiss incident that That had to be what it was. Alright, then. Okay, that's probably what they're referring to. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, but this time it makes sense. I can tell what she's talking about. With that other thing though, where she like, where she said it was a secret for 2 events ago, I don't quite know what she was referring to there. Though, when like, when Maki asked, "Have you felt this way before?" in reference to like, I guess her feeling like sad or feeling like she hurt someone she cared about. Hina just replies with, "It's a secret," and I don't know what she means, and I meant to bring it up there, but I have no idea what she was talking about there. Anyway. I noticed Hina dropped the I noticed Hina dropped the honorific for Maki though, and it's like I have no problem with that. Like dropping honorific generally means you're close to someone, but it doesn't even have to be like romantic. But it's weird only because A, she was using the honorific in the last event these two had together, and B, Maki's still using the honorific for Hina, so it's a little odd. I guess that means something in a way. Like the best friends are the people you can keep secrets from and still get along with. In a weird way, that's its own sense of trust. Of you can trust them to respect that you have your own secrets. No, that's nice. A little smile of friendship at the end. I'd say one of the rare times you actually see Hina give like a very distinct reaction. And we're done, looks like. Gonna scroll through all our events again, but I'm pretty sure we're done. I guess I can wrap... Hina's friend. I wonder who this could be referring to. It's probably is Maki. But anyway, I guess I'll end the episode off just as I'm scouting out for events. Yeah, that was a good episode. Honestly, I don't have quite as really a big opinion change on Maki. I never disliked Maki to begin. I never had any issues with Maki to begin with. She was a good character. The only really big character changing moment for me was that second event, because you saw it really how much that incident really like devastated her. But yeah, honestly this did more for like Hina's character in my mind than Maki's. But not every single moment needs to be a character building thing. Again, these are all just little extra scenes of what was happening with certain characters at certain times, which kind of helps, because sometimes you also see moments like, well, with that second event where during that whole course of events after the kissing incident, Miki was the point of view character there, so it's kind of a little bit of a different thing. Speaking of Miki, as you can tell with the trend we've been following, next time on Kindred Spirits on the Roof postgame, we'll be going through Miki's events. So, see you guys then.